You're watching National Streaming Sports. Over 20 podcasts, 70 shows, and a 3.5-star rating on Roku TV.
All right. Folks are up there. I got my Facebook crowd up there. I got my YouTube crowd up there. I have my National Streaming Sports crowd on Roku up there. I do not have my Instagram crowd because that's down here. We got Raider Power Surge. Frankie Podesta was in here. Sergio Carnival is over here. Good to see you as well. And Raider Power Surge. Again, hello from Chicago. Good to see you, brother. I'm talking to them. I'm talking to you. I'm pissed. And actually, what was the name of the guy? I did a show today, which is why I'm kind of fucking pissed off. There you go. I dropped an F-bomb already. I was doing a show. Everything was fantastic. The cameras worked. The mics worked. Everything worked. So I'm going through the process of getting the show ready for everybody here. And I'm removing Twitch on here because apparently they don't like that there's swear words in the title. Okay. So let me see if I can do it this way. Hang on here. Let's see if I can go there. Get rid of the fuck Sundays. See if that works. Yeah, there you go. Now I'm live on Twitch. Because apparently you can't say fuck on Twitch for a title. But again, going back to the thing of why I'm pissed off, I did the show today. Let me get the camera straight. And everything's fine, kosher, copacetic. I go get everything ready to go on time at 9 o'clock because I'm fucking late. on Roku TV and National Streaming Sports. And thank you, by the way, for being here. I'm only on from 9 to 10 on Roku TV and National Streaming Sports. And I'm 10 to 15 fucking minutes late. And it's the computer. I make the studio. I do this all in StreamYard. And I pop in. And it's, go on camera. Let's go into the studio. Let's check your camera. Let's check your microphone. And it says your browser can't access your camera or your mic. What the fuck, man? I was just there a couple hours ago. If you see the stuff on YouTube, it was from a couple hours ago. So why isn't it good now? It's infuriating. Infuriating. So that is why I'm late. And I apologize. I have no reason. I have no reason why. No reason why it wasn't working when I was just worked a couple hours ago on the same computer. Instagram was different because, again, this is my phone. I wasn't using my phone. So Instagram came in okay. So happy fucking Sunday to you. Your visual is not good? Are you saying my camera sucks? Is that what okay, for folks that are here, is my camera, you look so out of focus. Okay. If I'm having a trouble with the camera, folks, other than Ed Winchell, please let me know. If I look bad, let me know, because that just means I have to fucking reboot and say super blurry. Okay, well, guess what? That means I got a fucked up studio or a fucked up thing like that. I'm not doing this because it's going to sound like this. And the visual is horrible. So for all those that are here, because again, I don't know what else to do. I got to tell them to sound is fine, okay, but I'm super blurry. I hate when this happens. You're coming through loud. Okay, Raider Power Surge, thank you. Loud and clear on IG. IG's nice. So if you guys want to see a clear shot, go to Instagram. Like I had beer guy. Yeah, okay, well, here's the thing. I'm going to stop this broadcast on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. I can give a fuck about Twitch, really. And National Streaming Sports Network for Roku. I can't, if I have a blurry fucking shot, I'm not going to do it. I noticed if you put your hand in of the lens for 3 seconds, it refocuses the camera. You're talking about here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, did that work? Is that better? Got the infomercial TV in front. Yeah, I checked. I did that on the thing here. I put my finger in front of the camera. Did it work? No. No. Okay, well, I'm very sorry. If you want to watch tonight's show where I can go in, and I can't have any guests on, and it started clear, but then went back. Still a bit hazy and blocky. Okay, and so I'm going to do an IG show tonight. Sorry. It started clear, but then went back. Still a bit hazy and blocky, blurry. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. So go to Captain Jack's Instagram, and I will talk about you. Go to, for those that are here, go to Captain Jack Rackham's Instagram. The camera is fine. Just stop complaining. Kev, I'm trying to let folks, doing my best. IE, good to see you. Two Cans Dan, good to see you. Ed's over there on Instagram. Good. Ed got the Ed, camera's fine. Just stop complaining. No, I don't fucking stop complaining. You guys know me by now. Jesus Christ. When I'm pissed off, I complain. When I complain, it just is the way it is. Hi, Ed. So it's getting better. Let's see here. There's my hand. We just want to have you here, Captain. Screen is okay. It's clear now. Not you, Cap. I mean the folks. Oh, okay. I'm volatile, man. I'm trying to make it okay. I do listen. I do listen. Granted, there's like a 7 or 10 second delay in the blurry and the sound. I do listen to people that are there. I mean, there's 8 people here. There's maybe 1 or 2. If you're on Instagram and I wave that, if you're still here and you listen to my tirade, please hit me up. Looks fine. Okay, good. Because I was gonna just shut the show off. Seriously, I was just gonna shut the show off. Spoke too soon. Oh my goodness. So now it's not. Fuck. I will listen to comments. NBA is already anemic now. Flyover cities are in the finals. Canada may get the cup back. Thank you. Good about. Hey, we can talk sports. And thank you, Matt Marinovich. By the way, where's Jimmy Farrell? He'll be here because he was talking about how his Knicks were going to beat the Pacers. Thanks for playing, Johnny. Don't give Cap the opportunity to white balance the camera with his ass. I got a nice ass. It's not white. It's not tan, but it's not pure white. Not bad enough to end the. Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Zach. I just get upset, and I'll go back when this show is done. I'll go back and see how bad it is. I guess I will have to have my the guys that do my balancing and shit come in and do a reboot shit. I gotta walk, my dad. But great talking to you. Raider Power said yes. I hope to see you in Indy. I will be in Indy. As a lifelong Bulls fan, I will always hate the Knicks. I'm very happy they got. Thank you there, Serge. Yeah, fuck the Knicks. Because I said they were not going to win the East. And I did say, and check the fucking tape, I said whoever wins the West was going to win. OKC or whoever. I said that. Oh, pardon me. And thanks, sir, Serge. I will be in Indy, Serge. And Indy, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think Indy will pull out a game or 2. They might go 5. I think it'll go 5, maybe 6. Knicks, Bills, same thing. Yeah, pretty much. And Besh, thank you, Matt, for bringing us back to. Oh, and I was doing my for those that watched the show earlier, because I was on, and yes, I broadcast it on my friend is doing the race tonight. Cool. Ken, who's that? Who's doing the race? Ken's my buddy. Yanks up 6-1, another win for the Mets, captain. Fuck the Mets. Phillies got swept. Phillies got swept. I said it. Phillies got swept. Current events. They were winning today, and then when I went to fix my very old TV to get like a converter, an RTSC converter, and the antenna, when I went to get that squared away because it was kind of like off, I came back. They were up 2-1, then they were down 4-2. JD Lane Holmes is his channel. Okay, hey Ken, check that. Hey Ken, there's my girl. Hello, Dory. Good to see Dory. Shreese in the house. Yarg or arg to you. Good to see you, brother. And Ed. By the way, Ed. We spoke about you post game. Marcus Banks, good to see you. I will say this, Ed. They said you're a hater. But I will say this. The Lions with Goff are much closer to a Super Bowl than the Raiders with Geno Smith. I'm not saying it to be hateful. They are a game or two away from finally going. Oh, yeah, Rick Derringer, man. Great rock player, guitar player. Oh, thank you. Snake bit Lions fan. Goff is. Thank you, Matt. Why I like Matt, man. Matt is. He's not biased. He says shit that's real. But if the Lions could, if and they did admit, I said that when they played the Commanders in the playoffs, Goff had a concussion. He should have been taken out. And but it showed, it showed the moxie about how the fact is that he didn't want to leave the game. So he stayed in. And that's what did him in. And Raiders Rebel, I agree with that. They're going to have to retool. Nice throw. Who's their catcher? Smith? Nice throw by Smith for getting the guy who was trying to steal on him. See, good jump. Oh, and it was an outside. You know what? That actually kind of helped with him because the pitch was outside, and he leaned his body that way and threw. That was a nice throw. But yeah, getting back to the Lions, and I agree. Yeah. See, if the guy wouldn't have ran, he'd probably be on third base right now. It would be first and third with nobody out. So that's how important that was. But yeah, the Lions are going to have to retool. I think it's going to hurt their offense a lot more. I think it's going to hurt their offense a lot because the defense, I think they have, if I'm not, now tell me if I'm wrong here, because again, I'm not really up on the Lions. I should have asked them. Their D coordinator went to be the head coach. Where'd he go? The Jets, right? D coordinator went over to be the head coach of the Jets. I think that's a waste. But the guy who took over the defense was there last year. The O coordinator. No. Ed. Johnson went to Chicago. I'm talking about the defensive coordinator. Grissom. Okay. But anyway, the offensive coordinator, Johnson, going to Chicago is going to hurt them more, because I think that whoever is on offense is not going to be able to take over what Johnson was doing last year. Boston, E73. Hey, I saw you earlier, brother. Good to see you. E73 is over there on Instagram. He was there for the show. Jimmy Farrell, we were talking about your Knicks before you came in. Sorry. Yanks, Red Sox next week. Okay, that'll be something cool. And here we are. Thank you for Clayton, and he says it. For those who haven't done so, please hit the like button. I don't know how many likes. I don't usually check till late. Alex Jimenez 4479 is over there on IG. Thank you there, Alex. Good to see you. Jeff Langham is over there on Instagram. Good to see you as well, Jeff. My son graduated. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And this is not a sarcastic clap, Clayton. I know I usually do this, and it's for start. No, that is a real clap to you. Hey, man, one kid out of high school. That's fantastic. Thank you. 401 Raider Jeff is over there on Instagram as well. Thanks to Jeff. So at least I get some views on Instagram too. And thank you for, and again, Clayton. Oh, I forgot to mention. I think I told you this. I am going to go to the Monday night. Did you if we can do so, because I think is number 5 going to the Vegas Raiders from the Dolphins. You're talking about their defensive back, Jeff. I don't know. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that the cornerback from the Dolphins, kid out of Florida State, kid that played for the Rams, goes to the Raiders. It'd be a big eat on the cat. Okay, Giannis is going to the Lakers. I've heard that too. And Piano Man, happy 7th. Technically, Piano Man, for Christians, I try to be equal. I try to be equal. Today is Sunday, which is the Sabbath for Christians. For Muslims, the Sabbath is Friday. For Jews, it is from sundown Friday to sundown Saturday. There. Now I've gotten everybody covered. Well, Piano Man introduced himself. Wayne, good to meet you, Wayne. And thank you for participating. And yes, everybody wants to go to heaven. Sing us a song. It's Piano Man. Sing us a song tonight. Yosh, good to see you. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody. You got us feeling all right. By the way, if we're going to do Billy Joel, why not do Captain Jack? Oh, cool. Piano Man. Good to see you. Thanks for participating. I'm a Mormon. I just see God and whatever the universe calls him and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Well, good. Thank you, Piano Man. Piano Man, are you from Utah? Because the majority of Mormons are in Utah. Not all of them. Not all of them. But again, I'm going to drop this real quick though, so I don't like to talk about religion. Ken Yang said, "Thank you." I will say that. Thanks, Sharif. And that's the question of the night because there's nothing else on. I was watching Band of Brothers, and I said, "Nah, I'll turn on the Dodger Yankee game." How many games do you see Geno starting this year? I'm thinking 10. Ed, do you think that he's going to get injured? I like Matt's response because I think he's going to be in all of the games. Utah, the headquarters from Pinestone and SA because they were persecuted by the government. Yes, that's true. But I'll get back to the point. Mormons. Raider. This is why I don't talk about religion here. Okay. Whatever your views are on the show, please. I'm going to say it right now. No more religious talk. Be you Christian or Muslim or Jew, no more religious talk, please. Yeah, okay, Raider. You could think what you want. You could think it, but not. I don't want to boot you, E73. You can think it, just don't say it. Just don't say it. No, don't talk religion. And that's my fault because I opened it up for it. I opened it up. That's my fault. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to put you in a timeout. I hate doing that. I have to put you in a timeout. I hate doing that. That's why I don't talk religion. The one and only Melandrin is over there on IG. Hi, Melandrin. That's why I said, no, not you, Piano Man. Just, we're not going to talk religion anymore. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking religion anymore because it was going to get into a pissing contest. AOB, the cerebral assassin, will kill it in this. And I agree. But I'm going to ask Raiders Rebel because that's a question where we all have to. Here's the thing. The question was, how many games will Geno start? Ed Winchell said 10. Matt Marinovich says 17. Other people were saying how AOC 12 was killing it in camp. That's it. So I think Geno's going to play. Oh, Pius hit a home run. Okay. Was there anybody on base? What's the score? Oh, no, it was a single. It was a solo. Okay. Anyway. But, Ed, are you saying that you think, because I'll bring it back, do you think that Geno only starts 10 games because he will have some issues, or you think that he will get injured? That's a valid question. And I would say Matt says that 10 times better than AOC 12. Okay, I that's true. Oh, injuries. Okay, see, that's valid too. I think that if the offensive line can do a lot better than they do last year, and I think they really will, the chance for an injury is lessened with a quick release, heavy on the run offense that Chip Kelly is going to use in this system. Okay, quick darts. It's 73. I get you. I just don't want to. 73. Thank you for being here. I'm just saying I don't like to take time out of a broadcast to talk to religion and politics. I don't fucking do it. That's why. And it's no hate. I don't, because it takes away the time from let's talking sport. We don't talk sports. We can talk sports. We can talk movies. We can talk TV. We can talk music. We can talk fucking food, right? So that's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, thank you for coming over there, E73. And Andre, I agree with this. I will say this. Our running game is solid, and number 2 is a breakout year. We should be at 500 or better, or about. I said 7, 8, 9 games. If everything goes swimmingly, and I agree with you, Andre, a strong running game will limit the fact that Gino won't have to worry about putting it all on his back, because he's going to be relying on Genty along with somebody else. I saw something today, and I agree with this, that I think that Nick Chubb will be signed because Mostert is there, but I think that they're going to need, because Mostert and Nick Chubb together equals one running back. One running back, because they both have injury issues, right? So if you get Mostert and Chubb there, between the two of them, they should last the season. See what I'm saying there? And I agree, the Seattle O-line was horrible, and they played well. But I said this is the year that the Raiders need to get the gel together. So it's going to be something. It's your job, Lowe's. The NFL players get hurt. Yeah, I get you. And I agree with that. And Jimmy Farrell, oh, here we go. It's not a mid-season Captain Jack show until we're throwing bets on the line. Okay. Okay. Jimmy Farrell. Ed says 100. Ooh, that's a home run. Yeah, it is. It's another solo shot. Who is that? Was that Muncie? Yeah. So Muncie cracks a solo. I saw the beard. I knew who it was, Muncie. So now it's what, 7-3? What inning is it? Like the 7th or 8th, right? Gotta see. It's bottom 7, 2 outs. Okay. Oh, 6-3. I'm sorry. Jimmy Farrell, okay, got 100 on it. Lock, I'll send you my routing number. Okay. But here's the bet. Here's the bet. I see, and co-sponsoring a bet here. Jimmy Farrell. You can put down the date. It was June 1st. And Ed Winchell put down June 1st on the June 1st show with Captain Jack. What's the bet, by the way? $100 for what? Genty will break 1,000. Oh no, Gino plays every game. Jimmy, I tell you that I mean I think that's that. I'd go with the not too, because you have a better chance of, if God forbid injuries do occur or he gets benched. So I think that's probably a good bet for Ed. But that's the bet. Remind me, guys. I already took a screenshot. Okay. He said Genty won't break 1,000 yards. I think Genty will. He said Genty won't break 1,000. I think Genty will break 1,000 yards. With 17 games, basically it's like, what is it? 75 yards a game. If he averages 75 yards a game, not even 100. If he averages 75 yards a game, that should be 1,000. And I get to go with Jeff. Yeah, if you're spending now that draft capital on the running back, I would say that's 1,000. Jimmy Farrell, you opened it up though. You said. See this. Back to the program. You guys can figure that one out later. M. Fry, good to see you. So as I put in the title today, we do know who are in the finals. I'm rooting. God, does this sound bad because I'm an American, but I'd like to see the Edmonton Oilers win. And that don't be mad at me for that, but it's like I would like to see the Canadians finally win a Stanley Cup. It's been so long, because the American teams are generally so much better than the Canadian teams. Another thing, I don't really like the Panthers that much. As a semi-closeted Lightning fan, I am a Flyers fan, but the Lightning and the Panthers do not get along. So it's one of those things where you kind of root for the underdog here. And it's funny, by the way, hockey is not the national sport of Canada. It's fucking curling. Wow, Rebel, 2 games over 200. That'd be a lot. And thank you there, E73, for following me. I appreciate that. But I think Genty, well, okay, let me see. If you average 75, that's 150, that's 304 games. So that's 608 games. So that's 1,216. Yeah, I mean, 1,200 yards. That's easy. So yeah, if he gets 1,000, sure. So what I'm going to do is, and you guys, so it's not blurry anymore. It's not blurry anymore. I know the face don't get any prettier. The face don't get any prettier, but I'm glad. So see, I'm glad that somebody at least said me that it was blurry as fuck. So I'm going to put the link up. Come on into the show. Hit the link. And again, I appreciate everybody being here. I'm gonna put the link up. Copy it. There you go. There should be. There it is. And I'll go with the banner. I'll even change the banner. Okay. Be a part of the show. See if I can get that done. Okay, save that. Good. I'm glad that Thanos is here. So let's see here. Okay, did I hit that? Wrong one. Okay. SWA. Okay, no, that's the right one. Okay. So SWA is correct. This one isn't correct. Okay. Give me a second there, Thanos. I want to get this all squared away. Paste. Do. Save. There we go. Okay. Show that one. There we go. And show the ticker. All right. Anyway, so we got that. Saul, the Raider Nation over there on IG. Thank you. Black Thanos is over here. I'm gonna get him into the show. Black Thanos, give me a sound check, sir. How you doing tonight?
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Mike is good. How you doing there, Black Thanos? Good to see you, bro.
Likewise, Cap. I saw your title of the show. I was like, damn, what happened this time? You sound like one of the New Yorkers here with this murderous weekend between the Knicks and the Yankees just being annihilated over there on the West Coast.
Yeah,
so
and obviously, because if you saw what was it, the last show? Was it Thursday? Was it Thursday that I was going back and forth with Bishop about the Dodgers, or was it last Sunday? I can't remember. But it was Dodgers. And I said, I want to fucking listen about the Dodgers. And I know Ed Winchell is a big Dodgers fan, and I know that a lot of Dodger fans are out here. But honestly, the Phillies got fucking creamed this weekend, and I was like, wow, and that surprised me. That because I know the Brewers are a decent team, but they got creamed. Jimmy Farrell, fuck you. Fuck you. And but the Mets, are they going to do anything? No. So anyway, and I would like the Yankees to win, because then I don't have to listen to Dodger bullshit.
yeah, I hear you on that, Cap. Baseball, like the other major sports, it really comes down to matchups. Not long ago, the Angels swept the Dodgers, the Angels of all teams. Mm-hmm. And, the Yankees were knocking everything out the park for the last couple of months. But I don't know if it's post-dramatic World Series syndrome or what, but, we shall see what happens when they come to the Bronx in the near future.
Yeah, I thought this was the Bronx series. I didn't realize it was out in LA.
Yeah, they've been out west for a little while. But I wanted to chime in for a few. I heard you touch on the Raiders prospects, and namely Geno Smith. And as I mentioned earlier, I think Geno has a great chance of staying upright. coming off 3 consecutive winning seasons. We haven't had a Raider quarterback do that in a long time, in a couple of generations. I think maybe Rich Gannon probably was the last, as far as 3 consecutive winning seasons. And he did that in Seattle, of all places. And again, behind a O-line that's ranked 29th and a running back nowhere near Ashton Genty, he went 10-7. And he's not playing with a coach he doesn't know and a coach that doesn't know him, as far as his proclivities, peculiarities, and the things that he does well. So one thing that always helps out a quarterback's best friend is a great tight end. And that the Raiders certainly have. Nothing bails a quarterback out like a great tight end, even if he's in situations of duress. So this O-line can't be any worse than what Seattle's was a year ago. And in a tough division over there with the 49ers, with the Rams, with teams that play defense for real. Let's not forget that. He's not coming from the candy ass AFC South or where the Saints are. That's a seriously competitive division that has yielded Super Bowl contenders regularly for the last decade. So, and he's held his own. The person I'm a little bit concerned about maybe getting injured is Genty, oddly enough. Sure, this great film of him breaking tackles of 20-year-olds. These are men now that's going to be keying on him and wanting to make a name for themselves and not wanting Genty to make them look too bad. So it's a jump, and it's happened to a lot of great running backs in the collegiate ranks. When they come to the pros, not all of them make that transition smoothly, as you and I both well know. McFadden was a hell of a running back in Arkansas. Just didn't, and mainly injuries derailed his career. So I'm not wishing that, but if I was a betting man and said who's more likely to have maybe some potential injury issues, to me it's the running back easily. And they undersized one at that, despite his power and acceleration. He's not Derrick Henry by no means. So we have to keep that in mind. And also, my friend, you touched on the NBA Finals, which now we know is OKC and the Pacers. Basically, the who gives a shit series. That will probably tank in terms of the ratings, but it does prove that in the NBA, parity is for real. And I think for the last maybe 7 years or so, there's been a different champion every year.
That's right. Different champion. You are right. It's 7 years.
And even the teams that have lost in the preceding finals, they didn't even make it back. So as the big names are getting older, the Durants, the LeBron James, and Curry himself, who people forget is going on 37, you're seeing the new guard slowly but surely taking over this game. So I don't have any preference or any dog in the race, but I don't expect it to be. The NBA is disappointed, to say the least, because the NBA is all about money.
Right.
And for a long time, LeBron brought that to him, going to 8 straight, because people tuned in like they tuned into a Mayweather fight. You either want to see him lose or you want to see him win, but people tuned in. And I don't think there's ever been an NBA player like him that commanded so much attention, whereas he drew people from both sides of the spectrum. So may the best team win, whoever that may be. Also, going into the season, Cap, I don't know if you realize this, but speaking of leagues being upset about how the way things play out, I find it really suspicious that the Buffalo Bills, and you might have touched on this already, have 9 games in which their starting time is 4:25 or later. 5 of those is primetime games. And then they travel the second fewest amount of miles out of any team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And we already watched their quarterback win a MVP despite not being first team All Pro, which is something that has never happened in the history of the game. There is a concerted push and of course those rule changes after those couple of playoff losses to the Chiefs. There is definitely a concerted push by this league to get the Bills and Josh Allen mainly over the top. I think the marketing masterminds in the NFL are feeling a little bit of Mahomes fatigue. You see the upsurgence of Jalen Hurts, who actually outplayed Mahomes in the Super Bowl loss, and of course won just in January. They are desperate to make Josh Allen that guy, and he's had plenty of opportunities. And he kind of reminds me. Here's a name from the past for you. Not necessarily in playing style, because the guy I'm thinking of wasn't nearly a runner like he was, but he's kind of like Danny White, whereas he would take you deep into the playoffs. He will have all types of nice looking numbers, but when it's all on the line in that divisional or conference championship game, he can't get it done. I think McNabb had the same issue until finally he went over the hump and he lost.
Yeah.
So just be prepared for a lot of peculiar calls to go the Buffalo Bills way. You know, and I'm not anti-Buffalo Bill, despite the 51-3 blowout they gave us under Art Shell, which I still remember. And I know you do too, Cap. But it's just, you know, some things are like that movie Eyes Wide Shut. It's just too flagrant to me. And I even think they gave them a couple of their division games earlier than everyone else in the league to kind of like establish a tone and give them a lead right off the bat.
Okay. Now, that's a lot. I'm listening to it and I'm trying to get all of that in there. And by the way, throwing a Danny White reference. Wow. For those that don't know, okay, Danny White was the quarterback that succeeded Roger Staubach when Roger called it a career. He started as their punter. He was their punter quarterback, you know, because he did both. But he succeeded. I'm surprised you didn't go Tony Romo, though, because Tony Romo was basically the same thing, that he was the newer version of Danny White, in that he would get the Cowboys in, but then he would, you know, fuck up somehow, or the team would fuck up, or the officials would fuck up a call. Like what was it? Was it the Cowboys Packers game where the guy reached out and had
with Des Bryant? Yeah.
Bryant call, yeah. So there's always something controversial. You're not blocked, E73. See, I'll prove it to you, okay? You're here. See, you're not blocked. I put you in timeout. That's why I'm saying you're not blocked. Just don't do what I asked you not to do, if you don't mind. And we saw Biggie Bronco on here, and thank you, Biggie, and Piano's in here, and we got a full prep. But yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. I'm trying. You know me, man. I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on.
No problem, Cat. You see, the reason why I didn't say Romo is because if I'm not mistaken, he's only won like 2 playoff games, if that. Danny used to get them. Danny lost 3 consecutive NFC championships, including the famous White Clock game. And he almost won that with a bomb to Drew Pearson who was grabbed by the collar, which now is, we have the horse collar rule, or he was gone. He was taken to the house. Nobody looks at the play after the white clock catching that ball in the corner of the end zone over Everson Walls. But
Right.
Danny White lost 3 straight NFC championships, which makes me think of Josh Allen. Whereas the Chiefs and other teams seems to be his arbitrage, and the league, except, the league didn't change any rules in light of those losses back then. So with this suspicious schedule set up, and a later game is always an advantage to a professional football team as opposed to a 1:00 game. They have 9 games starting 4:30 or later. And the second fewest amount of travel miles of any team, the fix is in, bro. In my humble opinion.
I got you, Sharif. But let's look at that, and we have to look at it. What is it? I'm trying to think. Empirically, the reason why now the AFC East is playing who this year? Is it it's not the NFC East, is it? No, because we're playing the NFC East. So who are they playing this year as far as the other division?
I don't have their schedule before me to say that I haven't memorized like that. But I just know the fact on the surface. And to me, there's no such thing as coincidental timing. Especially, the way that their season ended a few months ago or earlier this year, and with Josh winning the MVP, which was incredulous in itself. Hell, I would have preferred Joe Burrow to have gotten it if you want to talk about valuable.
Okay, but let me ask you something, though. Did you not agree that the Bills got fucked in that game? With the first down call that wasn't called? And the other thing, was it? I can't remember. Was it the Bills? They got the first down and it wasn't called, and then they had to turn it back over to the fucking Chiefs. They got fucked. Either the Chiefs didn't get the first down and they gave it to them, or the Bills got the first down and they didn't give it. I just know that I remember that it was a first down. It was over the line, and they didn't get the call, and then you had to go and the other team that it was obviously it benefited the Chiefs. That much I remember. That call benefited the Chiefs, correct? So didn't you think that the NFL figured out that, by the way, that even and that last interception that they had was like there was a cut, because I remember talking about it because I just got out of fucking Kansas when I was, oh God, that sucked. Having to be in Kansas, watching and listening to all of the chirping Chiefs fans when I was there. And I know that the Bills got fucked. And yeah, we all wanted to, most of us that hate the Chiefs wanted the Bills to win. That's true. But they got fucked at least twice in that game. It was I remember it was the last play that he had with Allen. He throws an interception and he gets fucking waylaid, and they don't call passing or personal foul. That was the other one. So everybody saw how the officials kind of gamed those calls, and it got so blown up that in the 2 weeks that it took for them to do the Super Bowl, somebody called New York and said, your boys are fucking getting away with murder, your boys being the Chiefs. And they finally had a evenly officiated game because the Chiefs were not as good as their fucking record. You agree with that, right?
Yeah, but does it really matter when at the end of the day they raise the trophy somehow and they answer the call somehow year after year? They always in a discussion. Now, look, Cap, don't get me wrong. Nobody's been fucked more than us. But the NFL didn't care about changing the tuck rule a year after that happened. We had to live with that stain for eons. The Rob Lowe fumble, the index card game. I could go on and on. The Raiders wrecked them. Got to be the most sore in the league from being fucked historically.
What about the call? The black official. They called him like prime time. The black official that would always get on the face, and it was against the Charger game when the Raiders did something with the ball, and they called, and it was the fucking with the ball rule. It was Raiders Chargers, and the official is from San Diego, by the way. The black referee. I can't remember.
Oh, I know.
Name.
Yeah, I know the face. I don't know the name. I used to curse him out every time I saw his fucking mug.
Yeah. So there's that. There's the tuck fuck. There's the slide in Seattle where Marquez Pope gets a fumble and the rain slides him into the end zone and he gets touched for a safety. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
There's so much that goes on. And again, yes, the Raiders are the most fucked. And I'm sorry, it's true, guys that don't believe it. The Raiders are the most fucked team when it comes to rules against them and shit that happens. Yes, I will give you the fumble. You know, what is it? The Stabler fumble for a touchdown. That was a rule. That was so fucking ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. But there's more rules, but we got fucked more often than not. Okay, and you're right. So they finally, and I think Sheree, it was because those were the 70s, and it wasn't as blatantly obvious with mass media that it was today. That's one of the reasons why mass media, it's a little bit easier to have things go your way as far as, look how the Bills got fucked. Look how the Bills got fucked. And then you have millions saying it, so they finally did something about it.
Right. Now, concerning Buffalo again, briefly, for all these years, everyone lived by the old overtime rules. First team that scores, wins. When it came to Buffalo, all of that changed. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad rule change, but why did it take the Buffalo Bills to prompt the NFL to do it? And here's another fun fact. This is actual fact, and I'm not trying to invoke politics. I'm considering this guy a public figure. But
all right,
the actual fact is Elon Musk is a Buffalo Bills fan. People don't realize that, but he is a passionate Buffalo Bills fan.
Okay.
So when I tried to make sense of Josh Allen winning the MVP, I said he wasn't even all pro. That doesn't happen in this league. Well, now it does. But anyway, I'm just putting that out there. I'm not accusing anyone, and I don't want to be investigated by Doge or Doge or whatever it's called.
Don't get on the wrong side of Doge, dude. That's juju. No, I didn't know that Elon Musk was a Buffalo Bills fan. But if you say that, it does, conspiracy theory wise, it does make sense. Conspiracy theories wise, it does make sense. Hey, Chachi, how you doing over there on Instagram? And Arturo Reales. So yeah, maybe people didn't, or maybe because Elon was in charge of Twitter /X, that the hubbub got more airplay in response to that. So it was a direct response via Twitter /X, got the word out. So indirectly, I can see that as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, if you can help get a president elected, you damn sure can help a quarterback win an MVP under unlikely circumstances. And I'm not saying Josh had a horrible season by no means. I mean, there's a plethora of guys who are worthy and deserving. But when you looked at the all-pro team and the roster, he wasn't there. So as I told some of my friends, I said, if they were going to do that, the way Joe Burrow played the last 6 weeks with that decimated Bengal team to give them a chance, I could have lived with Joe Burrow winning it. The Josh Allen thing just felt forced to me. Like they just wanted to give it to somebody other than Lamar Jackson, and that's what happened.
Now, and again, I agree that if you look at Lamar's numbers, and the numbers this past year were better than they were last year, or the last year, not last year, when he won the trophy as most valuable player. His numbers were even better in 20. I figure out what year I'm in. 20. So his numbers in 24 were better than they were in 23 when Lamar Jackson won it. And Allen won the MVP for the 24 season. But I got to ask, how far off empirically, analytically, and by number, how far off were Josh Allen's numbers in comparison to Lamar Jackson's numbers? Were they that far away that it was so bad that you said the fix was in? I didn't look.
No, it wasn't a quantum leap, but if you look at the major categories, and what did Lamar throw? 4 interceptions for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't have them in front of me. I'll take your
Yeah,
word for it.
yeah. Well, it's extremely, remarkably low. I think it's 4, but I apologies in advance if I'm incorrect. But
No,
when
I
they
mean,
voted for All Pro,
I don't have them in front of me as well. But
right.
I will say this, that Josh Allen did take the team to the championship game where Lamar Jackson did not. And maybe that was the cinch factor. I always look at, what did the team do?
Yeah, that is true. That is true, Cap. But it also can be a conciliatory gesture because the Bills choked again. Well, damn, we got to give them something because they're becoming a heartbreak story. They get to the dance or the conference final or the divisional round and they collapse. Almost, you could set your watch to it. So here's the conciliatory gesture. Give him the MVP because some of America's fallen in love with him as the hard luck kid and these Buffalo Bills who can't get past these big, bad Kansas City Queeps.
Yeah, but
so I think that was in the line. And I think Josh ran for 16, 17 rushing touchdowns. So, that's pretty unique. Not so much unique, but the unique that he doesn't necessarily get saddled with the running quarterback label or mobile quarterback label like some others do. And he's very capable of using his feet. He's not shy about that. He's never been shy about that. That's why I dislike when some quarterbacks are denigrated as, well, he's just an athlete or he just scrambles. He's not a true pocket passer, blah, blah, blah. Steve Young, I think, is number 2 or 3 all time in rushing for quarterbacks. But people wouldn't think of Steve Young when you think of the great quarterbacks who lead all time in rushing yards. So that could have helped Josh Allen too. But like I said, there's never been a guy who wasn't first team All Pro to win MVP. Peyton Manning has won 5 of them. And that wasn't because he went to the conference championship. A lot of times Peyton was knocked out in the first round or in the divisional round. Aaron Rodgers has won 4 of them. I don't think he's been to that many conference games, maybe 2, 3 tops. But he won 4 of them. So, we shall see. They certainly have lined the table up to Buffalo's favor this year. And if they come out hot, don't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the Raiders, we just have to take care of our business. Chip Kelly's going to have to earn that $6 million salary, scheme up Genty. Geno Smith, if his health prevails, great. If it doesn't, we're going to be right back where we were a year ago. I like AOC as a kid. We share the same birthday. He's not that guy. He'll win some games for you, but everything's got to be perfect. His limitations are glaringly apparent in some aspects. not for lack of effort or having a good attitude. I love him as a solid backup. But if Gino goes down, God forbid, and with how Shador is lighting things up there in Cleveland in the OTAs and people singing his praises like the second coming, and he's outperforming Flacco and everyone else in that camp, and they're posting the numbers, and his completion percentage is off the chain. He was 13 for 13 just 2 days ago over there. It's going to bring us back to us bypassing that guy for 7 rounds. And that would be the most egregious Raider draft mistake in history if, and I stress if, Shador turns out to be a Pro Bowl caliber player with the genetic pool that he comes from. That's what cracks me up about these people. You realize who his fucking father is? You inherit more than just your father's nose and ears and maybe his tone of voice. When he's an extraordinary athlete, most times he will pass that down to you too. Yeah, and he's kept those young men focused. Yes.
I was going to say, and I heard this from Ed Winchell, and I don't know whether, and you can give him props because he was also singing the praises. He said the biggest mistake that the Raiders made this past draft is passing on Shador Sanders. And that's out of Ed Winchell's mouth. I'm not taking credit for that. And I'm like, well, Ed, maybe so, but we got to see what all Shador is. But if Shador is all that in a biscuit, then I will agree. You know, with all of those picks that we had, if we didn't take a flyer on Shador, and he was what, 5th round, right? If you have to see who did we take, obviously, in the 5th round or before. Obviously, I liked everybody that we took before in all those 4 or 5 rounds. I like everybody because they were needed, right? So if he does break out, then I think you got something. It's like, yeah, the Raiders could have taken a flyer on him in the 5th round or traded with somebody and got an extra 5th round. You know, okay, we'll take him in the 5th round before Cleveland does. So it's all depending upon what he does. So we'll see. But again, Ed Winchell said the same thing. He said the biggest mistake. I don't know if it's the biggest mistake, but it might be one of the big. It might be a big mistake.
I agree.
I will say this though. I think that the Raiders taking Cam Miller will prove to be a fantastic move on their part because Cam Miller will be the guy in training that they needed.
Well, I hope your hunch about him pans out, my friend, because we have to think long term. Gino is nice for the next 2 years, foreseeably. Mm-hmm. But you know, with the intel that Brady supposedly had with Shador and rapport, and then he played dumb and blind like Helen Keller, and he still hasn't answered Skip Bayless accusations and compelling condemnation of him, you know, just turning his back on Shador throughout the draft and claim, well, I had no part in it. Then what the hell did we make you part owner for? You're an owner making not an owner, you're an analyst making $350 million with a 10-year contract. You don't have any experience in the front office, and we gave you, however, nobody can deny you're the gold standard of quarterbacks, and we have been snake bitten in that category. At the very least, we would consult with you. It's incredulous and downright insulting for him to tell the public, I had absolutely nothing to do with it. Like he offered no type of opinion. That's bullshit, Cap. Otherwise, we don't need some GQ model who look nice in a suit sitting next to Mark Davis, you know, with some $5,000 sunglasses on. And he can't even call on Raider games because that's a conflict. So that's That's so bizarre to me. What is he waiting for Mark Davis to die to take over the team? Because in
Actually,
10 years,
probably so.
Mark's what, 69 now, 70? Another 10 years, he's damn near 80. That's when Brady's media contract runs out. So, it's we got to think long term. And if you think Cam Miller or whoever is on that roster is the long term answer, then I hope you're correct, my friend. From your lips to the big
We'll see.
man's ears upstairs. But Cap, I've yacked
Or
enough.
here.
I don't want to be unfair.
No, because I got Chewy coming in here right after you, and I was going to nicely give you the brush. I ain't giving you the brush off. I'm just saying I would nicely say it's always good hearing from you, brother, and thank you for being here. It's always a good conversation. It's always a good conversation.
And I appreciate your time, Cap. And only 3 months. We're in June already. September will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
See you on the road,
thank you
Cap.
there.
Or see you in DC if nothing else.
DC week 3, and like I said, hey, by the way, look to see what the Yankees are doing the first week. Maybe I'll stop by. Although I got it, I can't do it week 1. Maybe week 3. Let me know what's going on, because I got to get out to week 4, so I'm out with the Raiders for the Chicago game. But maybe I might go. We'll check it out. So I want to go.
All right.
Let's see. All right, brother.
I'll let you know, Cap. Good night.
You got it. Thanks again, there, Sharif. That is Black Thanos. Good to see him. We have Sharif. By the way, I want to address this, and again, thank you, Piano Man, for saying, this is right. Maybe 8 viewers. Maybe there's 17 viewers. Piano Man, I am not a view factory. I'm not. I am a what is it? A acquired taste for the people that are here. And I say that if you come into the broadcast, I get people that come in and they stick with me, because I'm not, a mile a minute throwing blah, 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 blah out. Okay. There are Raider guys that do that, and they have a shit ton of people that sponsor them, and they have a shit ton of people that watch them. I like to have a more intimate broadcast with everybody, but thank you. I wish I had some sponsors, but that's just me. And I'm going to bring in Chewy in here as well, brother. Thank you for being here. Good to see you, brother. And thank you for being one of those intimate that are here. Because like I said, I'm not the norm. I'm not the norm. I like to talk with people and have other people talk to me, and not just spit out a bunch of stuff. So if you like that, more intimate. It is more intimate. How you doing tonight, brother? Good to see you.
Good. Yeah, it's pleasure to finally meet you. Virtually, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I've been watching your stuff lately. I found you from Jeff's channel when I was over there on his thing, and I liked your channel, so I kept rocking with you, and here we are.
Thank you. Well, what's on your mind tonight on this spastic Sunday? By the way, Sharif, the Yankees did win. So he was asking, will the Yankees finally beat the Dodgers? The answer is yes. So
what's up, Jeff?
There. What brings you?
I just really wanted to touch up on the coaching staff and the front office, really, because I was saying, just based on the coaching staff, we should be 10 times better than what we were last season and the seasons prior to that. Just based on, Carroll's a defensive coach, and Graham, he's a defensive coordinating wizard. And then you look at Chip, I mean, he runs offense pretty damn good. So I figured, based on that, with the weapons we added in the draft, I feel like, we should be 10 steps ahead than what we were last year.
I agree. And that's why I was actually asked this question today over on that. I did an earlier show with the Lions Den, and I was the only AFC West guy they had, because when I tell somebody I'm going to be in on a show, I don't back out, and I was there.
Yeah.
Okay. then I had a chance to be me, and they were like, "Oh man, you're good." I was firing a bunch of F-bombs, but I was live. It was cool. But the thing is that they asked me, said, "Why will the Raiders win or won't win the AFC West?" And my answer was because the AFC West is the best division in football. That the Raiders are not quite there this year. It's not saying we don't know what the future holds because of injuries. Maybe if fucking Kermit Darlene Mahomes gets injured,
they're
the
done.
Chiefs suck.
Yeah, they're shit without him.
Darlene gets injured, they right.
Yeah,
and then you got, like I said, and I think that I said I think the Broncos are going to be the surprise winners this year because they're going to go up and get a lot better. I think the Chargers are going to come back down a little bit, and that's when they come down, and when the Chiefs come down, that's where the Raiders come up. I said, all in my estimation, and this is not pure I wish, I hope. I think that all four teams are going to be within 4 games of each other. I think the top to bottom is going to be separated by 4 games at most, maybe 5. But I think it's going to be a 4-game thing where the division is that tight. So it's who wants to win it. And if the Raiders get their shit together quicker, maybe they can vie for a playoff spot. But this is year 0, not year 1. Yeah. This is year 0 of bringing everybody together and getting all the flexing together, all the gelling, and all the the matches that come in. You get 2 more years of another draft, another offseason. And I think by then the Raiders should be the class of the division, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's a whole new regime. It's a whole new look on the team. And it's I can't wait for season to start to see how different it's going to just look on TV, how the guys are playing. Because I noticed when we had McDaniels, the guys looked like they had no energy in them, no juice in them. Like everyone was partying when McDaniels got let go.
Yeah.
And usually you don't really see that. So that was kind of odd.
Yeah, and I went after. I said that the Raiders, the reason why the Raiders are going to be, and I agree with you, 10 times better. Well, that would mean they'd win 40 games, which unfortunately you can't win in the season. But I get the idea. They are going to be 10 within the realm of the year. But I said the reason why the Raiders are going to be better is they have real coaches this year. They have a Super Bowl winning, along with a national championship winning coach in Pete Carroll. They're so much better in the overall coaching staff that alone is going to win them at least 3 more games. That's why I said at least 3 games. That's the 7 wins that I said the Raiders are going to be at least 7 win, right? So there it is.
I said 8.
7. And if you have if you have that going for you, if you win your 7 or your 8, that means you got to take away some from the division you're in. And that's why I said the Raiders could split with everybody. That's 3-3. So that extra 3 games that they didn't have last year. If you just go by that.
Yeah, at first I had us beating out the Denver Broncos, but now, I'm starting to look at it, starting to look like we're going to split with all 3 teams. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Like you said, injuries come into play, and if quarterbacks get injured and things like that, shit could change real quick.
Yeah, no, Ed
time will
was
tell.
saying that he said that he thinks that Gino's going to play 10 of the 17 because of injury. But I think, but it was also said, and Sharif made the comment and said, when you have a Gino that, remember, he's 35, but he's really, the legs are not, they're like, hey, I'm 60, but my legs are about 80. Okay. Yeah. So there are numbers there about what your real age is and what your body age is. And Gino's legs are a lot younger than he is annually, right? So he is better in that respect. But there could be a time where maybe it's a stupid injury, just that one dumb luck injury. Hey, if Donald Penn fucking blocks the motherfucker on Christmas a couple years ago, a lot of different things happened in 2016. He missed 1 block all year, and that was the block that got Derek Carr fucked up. So shit happens. But I think we're going to be a lot better. Chewy, you said 8 wins. I can see that.
Yeah. I gotta say 8 to 9 is realistically what I'm thinking. But like you said, if we could get 8, hey, we had 4 last year, so shit.
That's double it, and that's why people said, "Are they going to be better?" Yes, they're better if they win 5. Empirically, if they win 5 games, they're better than last year. It's just the way it is. But I think they're going to win more. Now, Chewy, who do you think is going to be the AFC West champs out of all of the guys that we have this year?
Man, I hate saying it every time, but usually probably the Chiefs. But
okay.
I mean, I'd like to say the Raiders, but you know how that goes. I hate being I hate favoritism on my team. So, but yeah, I'll say the Chiefs.
Good to see you in here.
I'll say the Chiefs just based on
good to see
quarterback.
Okay.
And another thing too, Jack, is the coaches that are in that division too. They're all OG coaches who've been through some shit.
Right.
That's what makes it even a little more competitive.
And that's why I said this is the best division in football, because you look at the coaches in this division. Andy Reid is a multiple Super Bowl winning coach. You got Sean Payton, who has won a Super Bowl. You got Harbaugh, who has won a national championship, and I will give him that. But I for some reason maybe it's because I'm kind of biased and I kind of hate Harbaugh. Maybe it's that. But I think that team comes back down a little bit, and then go from there. Oh, by the way, Tatted Raider, Piano Man is a Chargers fan, so that's why, take him so you know where everybody's coming from here. Okay, he's allowed in here because he hasn't done anything real egregious yet, but he's just showing his stuff. I just want to make sure. And Furpo's in here. Now it's an official show. Jimmy Furpo has come in here to say Raiders, so we're good. Now we're official. Matt Marinovich is here. Furpo's here. That is an official show. I got to have those 2 people in here making an official show. Thank you there, Owen, and thank you there, Raiders, man. But no, I don't know. I just don't see the Chiefs being all that in a biscuit. We showed last year that they needed so much help from the officials to get to the game, and now we know that they were all smoke and mirrors. And I think this year they finally come back down to those games that were won by the hair, their chinny chin chin. Although I got more hair in the chinny chin chin than they do. Those close games, they don't win.
Don't get them.
They don't win. Yeah,
I could see that, especially last year. Like I always say, when they locked down Kelsey and blitzed Mahomes, there's nothing that really else they got to work with. They had no running game. Receivers were dropping balls left and right. What's up, Bueno?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's just me, based on previous years.
Hey, Bueno,
yeah, but it just all depends how our team pans out with all the draft picks and the new quarterback, the new coach. Sometimes it takes a little time for them to get used to each other. Sometimes they click right off the bat. So we just got to see how that works out.
Oh, I didn't see your super sticker, Tat. I'm sorry. Tatted Raider gave me a super sticker. I always like to recognize that. I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm trying to show it. It's not letting me show. There we go. Here, I will slap my hands to make sure that I get you in there. I appreciate that, Tatted, for the super sticker. By the way, and I know I've said this for all the people that have been here, I really do got to get off my ass. I'm there when you get $5 of the super stickers, you get a lottery ticket for the prize wheel, and I'm about at least 3 prize wheels behind. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but all this shit back here, this is all like Raider stuff that I need to give out as prizes. You're not going to get it all. I mean, it's going to be 1 prize, 1 winner per wheel, but I got to do it. And I have I will say this. I have 2 more signed Raider jerseys, courtesy of Ed Winchell, and I'll give him props. I have 2 more signed Raider jerseys that are coming into the prize wheel, and I had only 1 before, so I have 3 signed Raider jerseys. Now I'm going to say this: the guy that's been the signed Raider jerseys forever is probably somebody like, I don't want this fucking jersey. Well, tough shit. That's the prize. Okay. I'm just saying, if it's a guy that you don't want, but it's a signed Raiders jersey and you win it, I don't want to hear about shit. That's your prize. If you win it, you win it. But anyway, Chewy, so if it's not the Chiefs, who else do you think might be it?
Broncos. Broncos are the Raiders. I don't see the Chargers doing too much.
Thank you. I hate it. I hate it saying, and know that, Piano, this is not because we don't like you.
Oh yeah, I forgot Piano Man's in here.
Yeah, we don't like your team, but I just think that the Chargers are going to come back down to earth. 3 teams made the playoffs last year, and I think there's only going to be 2, and hopefully one of them's us. But I think it's still going to be another year on that. Hey, thanks again there, Tatted, for coming in. I appreciate that. Stop in and show some love. You're welcome anytime. Thank you for that. And you have a great day as well. I think it's going to be the Broncos. I think that the Chiefs and the Chargers come back down a little bit. And maybe it is the comeback story. Pete Carroll wins the West.
That'd be nice.
I just don't think it's this year. It would be great, but I think it's going to be another
3 more
year away. No, it could be next year. It could be 26, but I really think it's going to be 27. I think in 27
for what, playoff run or
the year. Yeah, what a long playoff run.
Okay, yeah,
a long playoff run. I think the 26 we can make the playoffs next year, and I think 27 is the year that we go farther than just winning a game or getting in. I think at 27 we win a game, maybe we win a game or 2 in 27. Yeah. I just hope that I will live to see it.
I just feel more comfortable going into the season. I feel way more comfortable going into the season with just our coaching staff. So that's a big cushion too.
Well, that's the reason why the Raiders are going to win those 3 games. It's because of Pete Carroll not doing stupid things like McShitnuts, as Jack Kenna used to call McDaniels. You called him McShitnuts. And again, Antonio Pierce. Did anybody ever see Antonio Pierce with a clipboard, with a notepad, even stupid Dennis Allen had the Sharpie behind his ears like he was going to use it for something, right? I think he like take down notes, right? Antonio Pierce, I never saw him with any material. Usually if you're a coach, you take notes or you have somebody standing by you who said, hey, jot this down, like a personal note taker.
Yeah.
I never saw that. So
yeah, they were saying,
go ahead, sir. I want to hear it.
No, I heard that the players, they were calling him AP and weren't calling him coach. So that's kind of a sign that they don't respect him as a head coach, Like imagine calling Pete Carroll by his first name or Harbaugh by his first name or, guys like that have some rank. Andy Reid, Sean Payton. I mean, that's not something you would call your coach, by his first name. Like he's your buddy.
Yeah. He said, yes. And again, Antonio Pierce as your buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a player's coach, but you got to be more respected.
And that's what I did like about him is that the players liked him, It's just he didn't set boundaries where the line needs to get drawn.
That's it. Okay. Anything else, big guy?
That's it, boss. I just wanted to stop
And
in.
Yeah, no, I obviously, you and everybody are welcome every time. I said I don't give engraved invitations. If I'm on, come on in and talk. Sharif knows I'm on every time, and he comes in and talks. Okay, so I appreciate that. You're always welcome all the
Appreciate
time,
you, sir.
and I appreciate you coming in. You got it.
Yeah,
And by the way, Chewy, where you at up there? Are you out in Northeast or?
I'm from Fresno, California.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, friend. Hey, Sharif, he's from Derek Dallas Cars. Sharif has it for Derek. He calls him Derek Dallas Carr. It's like Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth, Derek Dallas Carr. So if he has the middle name, so yeah, you're from Fresno. Yeah, he's laughing out loud. But yeah, good to see you from Fresno, man. And I'll be out there hopefully another time. Will you be in Vegas anytime for any games or whatnot?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna be at the Niner game, and then I'm gonna be at the Titans game. So for anybody out there who wants to link up or anything, I'm open to that. And yeah, I had started my own YouTube up, so I'm doing that little thing now. So we'll see where that takes me.
Cool. Hey, so let me get rid of this thing. So is your channel? Let's see here. Oh, I got to get rid of the banners. 1 second. I apologize. Let me get rid of the banners so I can come on. There you go. So is that your channel, Chewy's NFL Games and News?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Hit me up on like IG or anything like that, and so it reminds me because we're going to have Capper Food Show come in next. So I always say, hey, if you want to hang out and talk Raider things with folks that actually like it, hit up the channels. I will try to remember to find Chewy's NFL Games and News. So if I just look that up, it should come in.
Yeah, it should pop right up. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I will. Yeah, I shall. And if I don't subscribe, you don't see me subscribing to your stuff, tell me. And I always tell people this, and it's true.
Oh yeah.
If you send me an email or an IM, it starts with "Hey schmuck," "Hey schmuck." Hey schmuck to me means that I told you to do it. That's the easiest way to get
keyword.
Hey schmuck. Keyword. There you go. Chewy,
cool.
Thanks again, man. Salute to you as well.
Appreciate thank you, sir. You have a good night, brother. No worries.
You do too. Good hearing from you. All right. That is Chewy's NFL Games and News. I got him right there. I'm going to try to get him subscribed. Somebody fucking remind me. Jared Bunch, the great Raiders running back and running back for the New York Giants. Hello, over there on Instagram. Jared Bunch was over there on Instagram, and we've had him on the show before. I like it when we have former Raiders, and by the way, the actor, the acclaimed Hollywood actor, Jared Bunce. I waved at you, Jared. Good seeing you. I appreciate you popping in here. If you want to come in another time, again, I love having folks. If you're busy out in Cali, I get it, Mr. Bunch. Really nice gentleman. Really nice gentleman, Jared Bunch. As I stated, we're going to have my man Rafa coming in here. How you doing, Ralph? Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you too. To be honest, right now, I'm doing very good at this weekend right now, but you had to really check this out because, well, at North Carolina, there was a weekend that I was having like the best night of my life because wearing this Las Vegas Raiders hat and of course my t-shirt for Slipknot because I just went for a Metallica concert, which is really amazing, and I was like the best night ever in my whole life. And to be honest right now, if we talking about upgrading the defense and about the system, I gotta check this out right now. What we have about like the last season coming up there. I mean, how many mistakes that the coach has made it? How some games we just didn't see like really prepare under Antonio Pierce. Only some guys that really show up, but there are some guys that didn't show up. and during the games, and the coaches didn't seem like they had like an exactly plan to do about it and what decision to make it. But between for like the upgrade to Antonio Pierce to Geno Smith and of course Pete Carroll, because there's gonna be like a good hire. Because if they're gonna to retain the defense, and they know they're gonna take in a good football mind that actually knows football, not just all of the boot with the main heads of the previous regime to settle the guy, but that really takes like an open mind, because Pete could easily get a hire Gus Bradley because they have to work it together, building like a new version of Legion of Boom, because they have it with their one.
Okay, I got to ask you there, Rafa, because you were talking about the Metallica concert.
Yes, sir.
And I got a question, because there was a young lady that is a friend of mine on Instagram, and I love seeing her because whenever she's on Instagram, she flashes her tits, and that's one of the nice things about Instagram. Is that? But I saw the Metallica concert, and I was like, oh, okay, so. Where was the Metallica concert? Was it in Charlotte, or where was it?
Yeah, that was in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was on last Saturday, and because that was like the two amazing bands coming off of the stage. First, it was Metallica, and then that was Pantera, where they have Zakk Wylde and Phil Anselmo. Because I understand that there's two things that really connect with the Raider Nation. Metallica and of course Raider fans in California, because everybody they love them.
Okay, so I gotta ask.
Yes.
That there you go. So obviously you like the show. Did you see any? If you saw a girl with really nice tits that flashed her, that was my friend.
Oh, I just saw like saying. Only one. I just saw one. I just saw one, but
when you said it was Raider fans, I said that was my friend. Now, and again, I've asked you this before, Rafa, and we were did you get a chance to see the show earlier today? Because I was talking with some Lions people. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah, different set list.
Yeah, they have a different set. Because first there was
cool.
Yeah, because they have it on a different set, because at the beginning they're just starting with Ecstasy of Gold, and then they have From with Bell Toms, and then they finish with One Enter Sandman and their Master of Puppets. I mean, they just wanted to wait enough for the big finale.
Okay. What's your favorite Metallica song? I gotta ask.
Oh, for all of the favorite ones, I would say this Fuel from 1997. Above like the album Reload, because that was like one of the first songs that it became like the greatest song ever, with the greatest riff, the drums, and because it was so energetic. Because I was born in the 90s, and MTV was like the golden era, and they show up with a lot of rock and metal songs, and there's one song, the Metallica, that really it catches to me like the favorite song, which is Fuel from Reload. That was in 1997.
Okay, I can honestly say that I was a bouncer / security guard for concerts a while ago, and I was at a Metallica show, and I was in the pits because they were in the center, so everybody was on the other side of the barricades, and when the guy went, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was the lead guitarist or whatever, but they flicked his guitar picks. I got one somewhere, or I should say I had one, and I put it somewhere in my collection because I'm a pack rat of different things. So somewhere I used to have a guitar pick from the guitarist. What's his name? Handfield or Headfield, or I think it's.
You mean James Hetfield? You mean James Hetfield?
Yeah, yes, that's the guitar pick I had.
Oh yes, that's James Hetfield. That's the vocalist and guitar player.
If I find it one of these days, and again I say one of these days because there's a lot of shit that I have. I don't know where it is. I will show
Okay.
him. But hey,
Yeah.
Rafa, I'm going to say, brother, thank you for popping in. It's always good hearing from you, brother. Remember, Rafa has his own channel as well. Let me get the okay, I'm gonna hide it.
Okay, you're gonna
Look
hide
down. Where
my
is it? Did
comment.
I hide the comment?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Trying to hide
It's
the
right
comment.
there.
It's there you go.
It's right there.
There,
That's right there.
Capitano Rafa.
Thank you.
Be good. Hey, I like the beard. I like the fluff. I like the fluff in the beard, man. It's looking good.
Yes, it's still growing, but hey, what can I tell you about this one? Right now, I feel very amazing with that beard, and I will never shave it at all, because right now it feels like very great to see it right now. So I just wanted to tell you, salute to you, Captain Jack. Have a great night. Muchas bendiciones. Salute to you. Have a good one.
Bendiciones y su familia y salud también. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
That's it. Gracias. Be well. That's Capitan Rafucho. The cavity searches. There has been times when I was when I was this used to be all up here, or maybe not all of it, but more my belly was up here. And by the way, I used to be 6 foot tall. I'm not 6 foot tall anymore. I'm 5'9". And that's why when you see me hunched over, it's because I thought it was people were telling me bullshit as well. But you do shrink. You do shrink. I'm 5. Well, I was 5'11" and a half. I've never been 6. Maybe I was 6. I just didn't know it. So the tallest I remember was 5'11" and a half. Now I'm 5'9". So the shrinkage of your spine, people, not that other shrinkage, does occur. It's also one of the reasons why my knees are bad. But no cavity searches. There'll be searches going on, Cool Kev, but there you go. If anybody wants to come in the show, it's always a pleasure. I'm going to paste it again. Come in. Hit the link. I think that's it. There it is. Yeah, come into the show. And we've had Cap Rafucho on. We had Chewy. I got to remember to do Chewy. I'll try to. It's Chewy NFL games. What's Chewy's? I'll probably fucking forget. I don't want to forget. Andre Banker, no offensive creativity. And there was also another gentleman that was here, and I want to recognize him. I like when everybody's here. Chewy's NFL games and news. Okay. Try to hit that. Hit the link, come into the show. Otherwise, oh, no wonder it's close to 11. That's why, because I was 10 minutes late. Because of the studio issue. The studio issue pisses me off. I was on a show and I couldn't get into the studio. So, oh, nice fake. Oh, these are top plays. No wonder. Okay, you got to be a catch. Yes. So, and doubled her off. Yes, a double play. Thank you, Jeff. Make sure you hit me with that. Make sure you hit me with that. Let's see if can I do it here? I can show it. There you go. Hit up Chewy's NFL games and news. Great guy, man. Thank you for bringing him. There was people in here tonight that are new. And Piano Man was saying, yeah, there's only 8 people watching. I get it. I like it. I like it. It's in your IGPM. Thank you there, Jeff. It's nice when people watch, but you know, I'm not all about how many viewers I have. It's just me and you. And if more people watch, that's fine too. But this is an intimate environment. It's an intimate environment. By the way, people say, dude, I watch you all the time. Dude, no, you don't. I know what my views are. I know my views on Facebook. I know my views on YouTube. And I know my views everywhere else. If everybody said that they watched me, I would have thousands of views. And I don't, but it's okay. Anyway, yeah, I know I'm 10 minutes late. Jeff, did you want to come in? Did you want to come in? Jeff was watching the show earlier. There were people that were watching the show with the Lions Den. And they were fun. I got a chance to really drop a lot of F-bombs. That was fun. But if you want to come in, I'll stick around for a little bit while. I want to see if this is the top play. Yes, that's nice. Wow. Takes a home run from over. I can if you want. I'm like, yeah, sure. Come on in, Jeff. Hit up. We'll have Jeff come in. I will go a little past 11 because wait, what's today? Oh, today is Sunday, yeah. Because I will be getting my scooter. The scooter that you guys know from the NFL draft. My graphic artist, the guy who does all the artwork, is fixing all of the shit on there that the airlines fucked up. I'm picking that up tomorrow. And I saw pictures of what he's already done, so that's awesome. And I'm also supposed to get the people that are looking at the power chair that got fucked up by the airlines. That guy's supposed to come over tomorrow. So it's like a double day of scooter / power chair duty on Monday. So I will be hopefully squared away real soon. Yeah, no, cool, Kev, you're good, brother. You can't, and Kev, you got to come in sometime. I haven't seen Cool Kev. I used to chastise Cool Kev. I said, dude, you got to put some lights on. Oh, we're going to have a long show tonight. Okay, we're having a long show tonight. Yeah. You know why? Because not only is Jeff coming in, but there is another special guest that's coming in. And yes, you are. It's okay, Angelo. It's okay. I can say it. We're both long-winded, brother. We're both long-winded. But I'm going to start with Jeff. Jeff, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you. So, when you're done, Angelo's coming in, so that'll be about another hour. So that's good. How you doing? Oh, Jeff, I can't hear you. Oh, dude. Hit the mic. Yep. You want to go out and come back? Because I can't hear you. Oh, my goodness. There you go. Okay. While we're waiting, we're going to hit up Angelo. Angelo, good to see you, brother. And thank you for being in on the show earlier. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no.
Hey, I like that hat.
Yes, sir. That's the one you got me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, sorry we didn't get a chance to see each other when you were here in Vegas, but I saw the footage of you jumping into the pool, so that was kind of fun. That was kind of cool.
That was cool. And,
and
what you didn't see. No, it wasn't real wild. It was just a bunch of people hanging out on Memorial Day. We had fun.
Can you hear me?
What you didn't see, I can hear you now. So now I got Angelo and I got Jeff. We got a 3-screen. It was a fun Memorial Day party. And by the way, literally hats off to Hollywood, who is like, hey, by the way, we grateful mama. Hey, how you doing, Sarah? Sarah's over there. I think the last time I saw Sarah in Instagram, she was over in, oh my goodness, was it New Zealand? New Zealand. Sarah's over in New Zealand. Hi, Sarah. So we are worldwide tonight with Sarah and Instagram over in New Zealand. And, there were other people in here. So, hey, there might be a bunch of people that, listen to the guys that have like 7, 8, 9, 12,000 subscribers. But how many of them get a worldwide audience all the time? And even if we don't have a worldwide audience, Angelo counts because he's Filipino. Ooh, no, nothing. I was waiting for the. I was waiting. Come on, Angelo, you're killing me.
I was waiting to see what was coming after.
But gentlemen, speaking of which, it was. No, it was just a one shot. It was one shot. But there you go. Tell your homeboy, our homie is trying to. Have you ever have to tell your homeboy, our homie is trying to fuck your bitch? Wait a second. I got to show this, Anthony, because Anthony would see us. And Anthony, I saw Anthony over at Eye Candy, and Anthony's cool. Tell your homeboy, our homie is trying to fuck your. I don't know if was that my homeboy was trying to fuck his bitch, or I was trying to fuck his bitch. Anthony, you got to tell me which. I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one. Sharif is like Isaac. No, that's what it is. That's what he says. Tell your homeboy what you know about that. I don't know, Anthony. Who's fucking whose bitch? I don't know. All three of us are bros. Was I trying to fuck your bitch, Anthony? Is that at me? Was I trying to do your girl? If I what? See, I don't do anybody's girl if I know that they're with them. One bro is committing treason. Anthony, I'm sorry if I did something untoward, and I'm saying this in front of everybody, and people know this. If I know it's your girl, two things. If you treat her right, that's the key. And I know it's your girl, I will never go after your girl. If you treat her right, and I know it's your girl, I would never do your girl. But if you don't treat her right, then that's kind of all bets are off. But okay. So yeah, Anthony's cracking up now. Anyway, right. So I was like, man, I hope I didn't do anything. I got to ask Angela. Yeah, Angela. So going back to point, the party was wonderful. You saw me jumping off with Hollywood. There is a video of me jumping off the same rock slide with a gorgeous, a dirty blonde, reddish blonde hair. And wow, I got the video not of the jump, but because she was afraid that if she jumped off, she would have a wardrobe malfunction. But her bikini did keep the flotation devices in place. So, but there is that video that I haven't seen yet. And we're going to talk about sports. Yes, Matt Marinovich brings us back to sports. Hey, Angela, well, the Hollywood video people saw on IG, but
I want to see. I want to see the floating device video.
Captain Jack, yo, girl.
I want to see the floating device.
I don't have it because it went on her Instagram.
Okay. Well, then we'll have to figure out who it is.
I got a picture of me with this one lady.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a very nice picture. Very nice picture. So yeah, but I'm going to bring it back to sports real quick while Jeff puts his.
I'll
okay,
answer.
Jeff, where'd you go? Oh, did he cut? I didn't touch on it.
Yeah, so Matt Marinovich is asking.
Go ahead.
On Geno Smith. First off, Matt, I want to acknowledge Cool Kev. He said New Zealand cheese is good. That is true, but I will say that because I just bought another like 6 pounds of it or something. I just got some New Zealand beef loin, which is what the New York strip comes from. And New Zealand has really good meat also. So just shout out to New Zealand. I don't know what Cool Kev was talking about with New Zealand. Maybe one of your guests is from New Zealand is what I'm guessing.
No. I was waving at my girl, Grateful Mama, aka Sarah, who's in New Zealand with her boyfriend. So Sarah lives in Vegas and is one of the, and I will admit that, because I have been seen with pictures of Sarah at the games, and she's a knockout. She's a knockout. So people say the Cap takes pictures with beautiful women. That's one of them. And Sarah is kind enough to pop in to see me, and nothing going on. It's pure.
Right.
She's a friend of mine. Okay. Because first off, A, nothing going on. And second off, B, nothing going on. And Sarah can get, good looking dudes with money. Okay. And, big, but Sarah's good to go. So nothing going on. So I wave again. So Sarah's down in New Zealand. So, but Cool Kev, whenever he makes things about cheese, I know what type of cheese he's talking about. So I get the ha on that.
Oh God, I got you now, Cool Kev. I got you. But Cool Kev, seriously, and Sarah, New Zealand has awesome meat products and beef, so you should definitely try that out. And then speaking of beef, Matt, Geno Smith. So I talked to Cap about this, and when we first signed him up, and overall, look, first of all, as just a Raider fan, we gotta always be in the positive. All right, it's gonna do you no good to complain or whatever, because it's like what we say in the ring, right? The boxing match has to happen in order for us to find out if so-and-so is good or if so-and-so is bad. For example, yesterday, Matt, I missed out on it, but it was plus 1,100. So if you want to understand what that means, had I put $10 in, I would have gotten $110 back. Had I put $1,000 in, I would have gotten $11,000 back. But there was a plus 1,100 main event last night in Las Vegas. I totally didn't bet it either, because I was like, they're going to try and rob this kid. There's no way he's going to win. He ended up pulling off a split decision victory. So I don't know how many people ended up winning off of that. But anyway, again, a plus 1,100 is probably how a lot of people see Geno Smith. They probably think he's not going to be the guy. He's not going to be able to take them to the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. But again, we don't know what we don't know. We do know that Geno Smith was good enough to take the Seattle Seahawks to the playoffs. We know that. We also know that with a really crappy O-line, Geno Smith was good enough to almost win the division.
Thank you. I was going to say 2 years ago, he took him to the playoffs. Last year, he almost did.
Almost. Right.
And that was with the crappy offensive line. Almost did.
Right. So what we at least know, there's actual factual success and factual recent success off of Geno Smith. So we got to say that. We also have to say that usually when the quarterback and the coach are in the same mind frame, things tend to go well. Like usually when the head coach and the quarterback are both in sync, things tend to go well. So, this is Pete Carroll's guy. And I'll also say this too, Matt. He's 34 years old. And I know back in the old days, like when we had Carlson Palmer, we would think that 34 is kind of old. But nowadays, with the way the rules are for quarterbacks, we just saw Brady, and then Aaron Rodgers is still going to probably be the quarterback for the Steelers. So, if we're banking on Geno at least being able to play through Pete Carroll's contract, I could see him playing for 4 years. But I also know, based on the contract that they did, he's definitely going to be our quarterback for 2 years, for sure. This year and next year, for sure. Unless, again, some crazy were to happen in where, we do poorly this year, where we're picking in the top 10, we trade up to be the number one pick, and then we end up getting whoever our quarterback of the future. Because you have to keep in mind that in this year's college draft, if everybody comes out that's supposed to, you got Nussmeier is going to come out. Carson Beck's going to play in Miami, so he'll probably be better. Drew Aller from Penn State's going to be better. Archie Manning is the big name. Obviously, everybody's talking about, but there are plenty of other names out there. So we just, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know yet. In the meantime, what I know is Gino for sure should at least do the right things and not turn the ball over. I think we can agree that Gino will not turn the ball over. Like, he's not going to do a Gardner throw it into the end zone to just have Patrick Surtain intercept and get back 100 yards. I don't think Geno Smith's going to do any mistakes like that. So we'll at least get mistake-free football from our quarterback when it comes to Geno Smith. However, again, it's all about the O-line, and you know how I feel about the O-line, Cap. We have a very, very young/old O-line, so I don't know how good the O-line's going to be. I can only hope they do better.
Hey, real quick, is Angelo sound bad? Does Angelo sound like shit right now?
Yeah, Angelo, you
sound tinny.
Well, yeah, Angelo's audio. Yes, tinny. Yeah, tinny. That is. You are right. I can hear.
How about now? Do I sound better now?
Perfect.
All
right. It's called a microphone. Get it fucking close to you. And talk it. I should do my own fucking rules because here's mine. It's
oh my god, you sound so much better that
you guys can hear
you sound way better.
I can actually hear you.
Yeah, when you put it next to your mouth.
It's one of those. What? So you want me to bring it here?
Yeah, we want that.
Do you
mic
really
want
to look at a fucking microphone all night, or do you want to look at it?
I could do this. This would be one. I'd rather do my shows like this.
Jeez. I have that microphone. It's the mic over here, and I had it for all my old shows. But since I went to I got rid of the soundboard. So without the soundboard, I can't use that mic. I got to use a plug-in. What do you call it? UTM, whatever those fucking things are. This is the only microphone that works with that. So until I can figure out how to use that mic with the plug-in, that mic is gone by the wayside. And the soundboard I had, people were complaining about the soundboard every now and again, so I got rid of it. It's in a box. So if I sound better, is this okay
thinking about
here?
Incorporating a soundboard in at some point, for sure.
Hey, I was gonna say
is this better here with the mic here? Is it?
Yes, 100%.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say Michael Guerrero's putting out vitamin A12. That was my nickname for him. Vitamin A12 is back this year, Aiden O'Connell. And from what I hear from the insiders here, he's doing really well so far.
That's what I'm hearing too.
Like really well. So he's going to be the backup, right? And I think that they're going to be smart enough to know third year, he's cheap. Let him be the backup. So it's Cam Miller, I think, that's going to have to really be fighting to see if they're going to open the 53-man roster for him or if he's going to end up as a practice squad player, which he could, very well end up being. But I like our quarterback room. If I'm being honest right now,
I do too.
If you guys want to see how good our Tommy Malott and Cam Miller pick was, go into YouTube and press the highlights of the Division II National Championship, and you'll basically see both our guys go after each other, and then you'll know how good they both are. So I understand why Captain Jack believes Cam Miller might be someone who could become something, and I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Sure, anything can happen, right? Anything can happen with good coaching, with good training, with good juju happening in the locker room. Sure, but again, I said that the floor for our team this year is going to be 6 games, which is why that's kind of a trap bet. 7.5 right now in Las Vegas. It's a trap. Just so that you guys know.
Went up to 7.5 now.
Yeah, it's 7.5 now.
Like a week
right?
ago.
Yeah, so it's a trap. Like I think our floor could be 6. Yeah, our floor could be 6. Our ceiling, though, could be 9. That's the ceiling. Like ceiling could be a 9, floor could be a 6, and we never really know what's gonna happen.
Should have put money on that 6.5 before it changed.
Yes, you should have put money on the 6.5 because now it's 7.5, and they're starting to. There's. I mean, again, the town knows, right?
There, I was out.
Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Angelo, if you see it drop any place at 6.5, easy 50.
Okay.
Easy 50 for me.
Okay.
Because
right,
that's
Cap.
what I want. I was, and again, had the airlines not fucked my power chair, right? I would have gone and other places other than Chateau and love Hollywood, but I was at the house. I didn't leave the house.
Right.
But had I had a means of mobility, I would have said, hey, can somebody take me to the sports book?
Right.
And I would have dropped it then. But because I didn't have my chair and I was fucking hurting for certain, I didn't go anywhere. So that's why I should have had somebody do it. But if it drops again, give an easy 50, because I said 7 wins. Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. 7.5. That's a little bit more.
Trap.
I don't know.
It's a trap.
That's 8 games. Can they get 8? Can they get 8? We'll see.
It's really tough.
I got us at 8 to 9.
Jeff, but shit.
I got us at 8
you got
to
us at
9.
9? You got us at 9?
8 and 9. 8,
okay.
Between 8 and 9 wins, and I think we go 3-3 in the division.
Right. And see, and that's the thing. So this is, and again, guys, don't hate me. I love the Raiders. I love the Raiders. It's just that even me and my wife, we argue about it because she's like, no, you're wrong. We're going to make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, babe, relax. Right? I'm not a hater. I'm just trying to be realistic. And in all reality, when you have a new coach, new quarterback, new system, new, and then you're competing against a team in the Chargers who won 11 games last year, a team in the Broncos who made the playoffs last year and won 10, a team in the Chiefs who aren't going anywhere right now. It's like, I'm just trying to be realistic. All I'm doing is being realistic. So all I'm saying, guys, is it's quite possible we could lose the 6, and anything below 6, I would have been disappointed at because we won 4 with a shit show. So if we could win 4 with a shit show, we should at least win 6, right? But going to Jeff's point of 3-3, that's where I'm like, I'd love for us to go 3-3. It would be my hope that we go 3-3. But if I'm being honest, that first Monday night football game opener, that's not easy, guys. I mean, have you lost your minds? Did you not just see what Jim Harbaugh did was load up his O-line? He got 2. If you're playing fantasy football, you might want to get both Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton because they're going to end up like Montgomery and Gibbs. They're going to pound the rock. You can already tell what he's doing, man. He's going to pound the rock, run the play action, and then Justin Herbert only really is a bad quarterback if you have to make him throw a lot. If you have to make him throw like 60 times in a game, you're kind of screwed. But if he's only got to throw like 25 times, Justin Herbert's pretty good. He doesn't suck. So like I said, go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
The way I have us when breaking down that 3-3 in our division, I have the Broncos sweeping us. I have the Chargers beating us on Monday night, but I have us getting our first win in SoFi when we play the Chargers in LA. And I got us splitting with the Chiefs. And it all comes down to that last game of the season against the Chiefs, too. It's a home game for us, but it depends on where the Chiefs are in the playoff picture. And possibly if there's also a chance of us, like if we get a win to get in and the Chiefs are already, say, the number one seed, there's a chance that the Chiefs don't sit there, guys, only because they have a chance to knock us out.
Right.
Out of the playoffs because we hate each other that much, the two teams, where the Chiefs may just do the Andy Reid may just say, screw you, we're winning this, we're knocking you out of the playoffs.
Right.
You know, they're not going to just lay down, bench everybody so they stay healthy. You know, their goal is going to want to be to knock us out because they probably would feel threatened by us because we could be one of those scary teams that if we do make the playoffs, we're going to do some damage. And people are expecting us to come out like the Redskins last year. First of all, you're crazy. Nobody expected that last year.
Yeah.
But no one anybody that said, "Oh yeah, they're going to make it to the NFC Championship." Well, you're either a super fan of the team, or you're the owner of the team, or you play for them. You know what I mean? I mean, you always expect your team to go to the Super Bowl or whatever. But anybody that put money down on that is crazy. I mean, it paid off if you did. The odds of that were ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, anything is possible. It could happen. But I got us losing the game in KC, and then it comes down to that home game at the end of the season against KC. So I think the Broncos are that tough. The Broncos always play us tough, even when they're shitty. Even when we were good, they would still play us tough. And any of the three teams in our division, you know how tough that division is.
Right.
It took a hiatus for a few years where the division wasn't that great, where everybody was kind of mediocre. And now it's back to where all four teams, any one of those four teams could possibly pull this off. Us being maybe the bottom out of those four, just because we're starting this whole rebuild phase with a new regime. But again, AFC West, the toughest division in football, bar none.
Right.
Without a doubt. Just the experience of the head coaches. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, and Jeff makes that great point, that if you look at just the head coaching alone, look at all the experience of every head coach, from Sean Payton to Jim Harbaugh to Andy Reid, and then now we have
all of either one or been in Super Bowls, all four of them.
Right. Which is where you're right, Piano Man. Anything is possible, right? Like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying, let's just, let's pump the brake. Let's be nice to our team is all I'm asking the nation to do. Let's be nice to them. Let's not start yelling at them. If they go 0-2 to start the year, don't yell at them. Don't. It's like, as long as you're seeing good players that are playing their hearts out and they're playing their balls off and they're trying to make it entertaining, then you're going to see this trend. Because even the O-line, which you guys both know, I love the trenches is my thing, right? I study the hell out of it. And my biggest concern with our O-line is we're going to start the year old. Like, I don't think any rookies are going to be so good that they'll automatically be a starter. Like, I don't think.
I mean, unless they shine, unless they have a ridiculous training camp or preseason where there's no question they should stop, but I don't see that happening.
No, I don't see it. So basically, we're going to start the year with Colton Miller. How good is that shoulder? I don't know. Probably Dylan Parham, which you guys already know. What can we really do? JPJ, which will be his second year starting. Keep in mind, though, as a center, JPJ was also one of the people that had a lot of penalties as a rookie. I'm just throwing that stat out there. As a rookie center, of all the rookie centers, I believe JPJ had the most penalties. But again, he also started, so that's fine. And then DJ Glaze should be the right tackle. Yeah. What do we do with Mumford now, right? So is Mumford the backup? What's happening? Because then that means Alex Kappa is probably going to be the right guard. So when I say all those names to you, are any of you on the chat or anyone listening on replay confident on our O-line? Because I'm not that confident with it. I'm
take
confident
Parham out of that, and I would feel more confident.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's like if Colton Miller, I understand he wants a new contract. Again, I don't know if the reason why he's not quite getting whatever it is that he may want, not that the team doesn't want him, because I think as a personality and as a captain, a glue guy, I'm sure they all want him. But I think there's some truth to that shoulder. I don't know how bad that shoulder is. I don't know if it scares everyone. You know, how, like, will he get injured? Like, you sign him to a contract, then he gets injured. You know,
well, I mean, you haven't heard them say anything about it so far this year in the OTAs. So, I mean, it hasn't even come up. You know, the only main injury that's been talked about is Wilkins really this offseason.
Right.
You know, everybody else is they're either keeping it hush hush or there is no issues. You know, which hopefully that's the truth, that there are no issues, and the only one that's an issue is Wilkins. You know, we still know what's happening there.
And then that's what I was going to kind of point out to everybody is, remember that over the last, I want to say definitely the last 3 years, but you can even maybe extend it to the last 4 years, but definitely the last 3, we can talk about how the defense is what's made our team fun to watch, because Patrick Graham's done a hell of a job with so Robbie Leonard and Patrick Graham's got everybody in sync, and then they got their people. But my question then becomes this, gentlemen: is Malcolm Kuntz going to be ready after that year layoff injury? Because
better be.
You know, I mean, but that's the thing, is we don't know. That's why he only got a 1-year contract, right? And then
Tyree's not.
You know, then there's Wilkins. But then here's the thing, and you know, I'm a big Tyree Wilson supporter. He's going into his 3rd year now, right? I hear that he's doing pretty good in OTAs. I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Make or break.
Yeah, I'm just hearing that. Now, what position they're going to put him in? Is Patrick Graham going to put him on the inside, or is this the first time that Patrick Graham's going to go, you know what, Kunze, you're not quite ready to be an every down guy, so we're gonna mix it up between you and Tyree on the outside. And now we might have something where Ja Joyner, who I think will make the team,
I've heard a lot about him stepping up lately.
Ja Joyner will learn behind Max, so he'll be the backup to Max. Then you'll have a Tyree Kuntz happening on the other side, right? So now, doesn't it suck for everybody that Wilkins isn't going to start the year? Probably won't start the year, right? So what are we dealing with? Adam Butler. He's good but old, right? So who's stepping up?
Especially if he has to have surgery again, you're not going to see him till mid-season at the earliest.
So that's what I mean, is if our defense, and again, our whole thing, we can all agree that none of our linebackers are superstars. So we can't sit there and go, we got a Ray Lewis or a Roquan Smith or somebody to man that we're trying to figure out linebacker. So since we're trying to figure out linebacker, we know that our strength would have been defensive line, right? And if that's not there, Jeff, if we don't have Wilkins, if it's Adam Butler with Max Crosby, not quite sure Kunze, then how are we expecting our team to win more than 6 games? That's all
I know what you can expect, though. You can expect your secondary guys, your corners and shit, to have a shit ton of tackles. That's the problem, because if they're getting by those guys and your secondary is leading the team in tackles, that's not a good thing. Right. That means it's not getting done up front.
Right.
But the other thing is, and I want to go back to what you said about Tyree, like his 3rd year and everything. Just reiterate what you said. 3rd year, the number 7th overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft, and we're still on a wait and see on year 3.
I understand.
In my eyes, in my head, that's not acceptable. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When you're the 1st round pick in the top 10, and we're still waiting for you to perform and produce on the field, like Genty, number 6 overall running back, I expect at least he better hit 1,000 yards.
Right.
Because anything less than that is about 50 to 60 yards a game average. That's nothing. That's not much better than what we had last year. All right. So
thanks. You're welcome.
Hey, Jess. It's year 3, and we're still waiting to see something from him. I'm sorry, but that shouldn't be the case. We should have seen something year 1. Yeah, now, and the other thing is, I know he came into the year that season with an injury with the foot and everything. This the same injury that Abdul Qadir has.
Right.
And everybody wanted him too, but I think his pure athletic ability is totally different.
Right.
Right. It's just which is the whole reason why I didn't want Shador with the 1st round pick. Because you're talking about a guy that's going to sit for a year or 2 before he even touches the grass in a game, during the regular season. That's not a value pick. I'm sorry. You want
Right.
value for that first round pick, especially that high, meaning they're expected to start their first year on the team, not 2 or 3 years later. Here it is, year 3,
Well,
and Tyree's still not even a starter. He's barely a rotational player.
right. Well,
You know,
and to be fair, Jeff, and again, I'm just gonna do a rebuttal just so that we're all being fair across the board. This is Tyree Wilson's third regime, and as it is for everyone, but it is his third regime. He came in as a rookie, but when he got drafted, everybody knew about that injury. So it's kind of like what everybody's talking about with Abdul Carter. If you know about the injury and the injury hinders you year one, are you going to get mad at Abdul Carter if he barely even sees the floor? So that's the Tyree Wilson year one. Year two, okay, now to be fair to everyone, year two, yes, I understand you expected more from him because he was built up so high coming out of Texas Tech. But that second half of the year, he sure looked pretty good. And a lot of the things we remember from Texas Tech was that. So I'm expecting him to go from second half of the year, Jeff, to this year, right? And if I see him be a viable, good star, right? I'm not going to give him away when I have a 5th-year option on the kid, right? It's the same way about Michael Mayer, right? Everybody's going to sit there and go, well, Michael Mayer, blah, blah, blah. Chip Kelly even said it's not like we can't use Michael Mayer. But people, remember how good Michael Mayer was at Notre Dame? And where everybody was so excited, they thought he was going to be a first-round pick. So why couldn't we use Michael Mayer? That's all I'm saying is, why not, right? It's going to be year 3, I think, now for Michael Mayer, I believe, right? So why not? Because if we end up having Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, that's like a Aaron Hernandez Gronk thing happening, right?
All right. So slow down, hit the pump the brakes on that one, because somebody said that last night on my show. They're like, "Oh, that's like having it's gonna be like Gronk and Hernandez." And I'm like, "Whoa, slow down." All right. Yeah, Brock could eventually be like Gronkowski and maybe even better. Gronk's even said it, but to be like Aaron Hernandez, Maya's got a little ways to go yet.
Go ahead, Cap.
Well, here's the thing, though. I actually do agree with that. The fact is that we have a product with Michael Mayer, who was a standout at Notre Dame, okay, who last year, and people were saying that because of us drafting Bowers, it was a crush to his psyche. And again, this is all speculation, but that was what did him in, and why he had the issues that he did was because, oh, I'm not good enough now. You have to draft Brock back, because he was all that in a biscuit at Notre Dame. Granted, Laporta came in and had a better rookie year than Michael Mayer, but I think that was more a product of having a shitty offense and a shitty quarterback that wasn't able to feed him the ball, right? And then he came in, and Bowers came in, and that was a smack. And again, he has had issues before with mental stress, and that was it. So now that he's on the right side of where he can be, he understands what his role is with Bowers. And granted, he's a lot bigger than Bowers, so he's more of the inline blocking tight end, where Bowers is a gadget tight end, like a Deebo Samuels. Deebo's not a tight end, but he's more of a gadget player. But they're still in that mold. Gronkowski was the inline tight end, and Aaron Hernandez was more of that gadget guy. So in that respect, I see a lot of the similarities there, where you use the two guys to their utmost ability and go with it. And Aaron Hernandez, and I'm going to say it because, again, he was a Gator, but as fucked up as Aaron Hernandez was as a person, and he was, I'm sorry to denigrate somebody that did what he did and killed himself, but he was not a good individual up here. He was a great football player, but I think that Bowers is so much better than that, right? And that Mayer is so much better. Maybe he's not Gronkowski great, but he can be the better tight end. When we had Raymond Chester and Dave Casper
in
that 2 tight end set. I think that it could be one of those things again where the guys can be what they can be, and they're going to be nothing but a positivity to our team. By the way, Piano Man, I don't think that Pete Carroll is going to retire and we're just picking his brains for 2. I mean, I watch a lot of the things that you're saying in the comments section. He's not here to get his brains picked and be gone in 2 years. He's here to actually improve the team. Okay.
Right.
I get some of the things. And again, I appreciate you being here and contributing, but even I can say that's just friggin' clickbait troll shit. And that's my opinion. And Jeff was right. I give you a lot of leeway. If you go on other people's channels, you're gone. I give you that because if you have an opinion, great, but make sure that it's real stuff.
I just want to reiterate on what Angelo said. Like Angelo,
guys,
go ahead, Cap.
Go ahead, Jeff.
You're talking about how it's Michael Mayer's third year. Go ahead, Cap. I'll let you go. Go for it.
It's really a second because it's Yeah, I was going to say, Piano Man, great. Yeah, I appreciate you trolling nicely, but even I'm not gonna be up for it. If when you say stupid shit, I'm gonna call you out on stupid shit. Kind of like I call EMAC for stupid shit when he comes in with stupid shit. If you're gonna come in with some thought processes going, not just stuff to go. I know you're trying to get a reaction. I'm just saying, but that's the type of thing that gets reaction because I expect more from you as a viewer. I expect more from you as an adult that has things to say that are thought-provoking and not just some bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to treat you like an adult on my show. I'm going to treat you like an adult, but if you're going to be a kid, I'm going to bounce your ass. And I did that with other people. So expect more out of me from the old fuck that I am because I expect more out of you. That's all I'm saying. You understand? We got it. But yeah, on other channels, you'll be bounced quicker. Anyway.
Go ahead, Jeff.
There you go. Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys being here. If we wrap it up, because I gotta do some administrative stuff, and it's almost midnight. So again, I appreciate it. Just wanted to let that
just
go.
real
go
quick,
ahead, brothers.
Like Angelo, you were saying, it's Mayor's third year. It's Tyree Wilson's third year, and you're okay with giving them a chance and everything. But what kills me is some people will take that same thing that you just said about those two, but yet here it is, AOC 12's third year, and they're ready to throw them to the dogs. With the toughest position in NFL to play is the quarterback on a team that's now his fourth head coach, his at least fourth offensive coordinator, a completely jumbled up offensive line for the last 3 years that he's had, or 2 years that he's had in front of him. No running game last year. Wasn't even the starter to begin in 2023. Took over when AP was put in as the interim. Had a decent rest of the year. Played well. Looked good. Gave us hope for 2024. Then 2024 comes. Minshew starts over him, which he never should have. To be honest with you, that was a salary issue, guaranteed. No. And then when he was put in, he had nothing to work with. Devontae's gone. Now he's got Jacoby and Brock Bowers, and then that's it. Now you put him behind center with the team that we've got right now, it's a totally different environment. And from what I've seen on him on film so far in the OTAs, now I don't take a lot of the OTA stuff, to be like, oh my God, they look awesome. I like this footwork that I've seen when he was doing the bag drills and everything. He looks more athletic this season. He's lost some weight. He's gotten into shape. And I honestly think he's definitely on number 2. And I want to see him really push Gino in training camp. I think he could, to be honest with you. People call me crazy. I don't care. That's my take.
Well,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, or when we drafted Aiden, I did an entire episode with Chris from Protect the Shield podcast here on the Captain Jack show, defending Aiden O'Connell, explaining to everyone all of his stats, all his college stats. I even compared it to Russell Wilson. I said, look, Russell Wilson was this. This is Aiden O'Connell's college stats. And when you go back, when you go like
there you
that,
go, Ben.
yeah, when you go all the way back, and I always try to remind everyone again that if Aiden O'Connell chose to go into the draft the year where he took Purdue he would have been a top 15 pick. And I know people say, oh, because revision is history, guys, when you argue with me about it, but you could literally find articles that say Aiden O'Connell, top 15 pick in that year. But instead, because of his loyalty, kind of like Ashton Genty, he wanted to stick it out with his teammates. You know, he fought it the hard way. So I've always been big on Aiden O'Connell. And what I'm going to say, Jeff, to piggyback off of your point is, I think that the best thing that ever happened to Aiden O'Connell is Geno Smith, because now he finally gets to have the rookie year he was supposed to, which is let me sit behind
a good veteran.
Let me learn from the vet, and all I have to do is hold this clipboard, call these plays, and if you need me for any reason, I'll be more than ready to do that because I proved that on my rookie year. But
look at who he had in front of him for the first 2 seasons. He had Jimmy Garoppolo, or Glass Garoppolo. Then he was the guy as a rookie, replacing him. And then last year you had Minshew. He had no veteran leadership. That's the problem. Now he's got it. And he's got a coach that can work with him. A QB coach and an offensive coordinator that can take him to new heights. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
What's his name? Supposed to be the quarterback whisperer? So then work with the kid. Get him to be what he should be.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. Well, I'm going to good night. Let Captain out of here. I'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody in the chat. Have a good night.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks and
Cap.
follow Jeff on 401 Jeff. Hey, what's the whole channel again? 401 Jeff Raider?
It's 401 Raider Jeff.
Raider Jeff. That's what it is. 401 Raider Jeff. He does shows almost every day. I promise I'm going to get on one of those. Keep sending me the link. It's just a timing thing. We're just missing each other on a timing thing. That's all.
I do that because I feel bad for you.
So 401 Raider Jeff, make sure you subscribe and follow him.
There it is.
Great content. So
take care,
thanks,
guys.
Jeff. Thank you.
See you, Cap. Thank you.
And then Cap, you know that I love Aiden O'Connell, and I hope that we get a chance to keep him. But my whole thing, guys, is again this year, look for improvement, and if you do that, if you watch the Raiders this year with rose-colored glasses and just say to yourself, as long as I see improvement from everyone across the board, you're going to be happier, even if we lose close games, which I feel like we're going to lose a lot of close games, but that's okay. If we lose close games, that means that we were in it. That's all. So, but don't get too frustrated. I hope that there's less stress and screaming this season from all of you guys, because we have a coach now and a GM and an offensive coordinator, and we got to keep our defensive coordinator, D-line coach, and the whole kit and caboodle. So hopefully everybody's happy. And again, Cap, can you let everybody know what's your next thing? What's your next thing that you're doing? What's the next schedule?
The next scheduled show will be Thursday, unless I get a wild hair up my ass and do something between now and then. But that's why I said always hit the button with the bell, and when I go on, you will be notified and you'll come in, and I appreciate that. I had a wild hair today, and that's why I was asked to be on the Lions Den. And I had a ball. I had a ball doing that. And I always like to do shows with other people as well, because it gets me to go out there with them and it gets other people to pop in here. And so it's fun. It's fun. I mean, what else am I going to do on a Sunday other than go to the VA? And I did. I went to the VA today. But it's one of those things where it's a lot more fun than going to the VA. And I get a chance to talk with y'all. And so Piano Man is a diehard San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers fan. Good for him. Biggie Bronco was in here. And I let people from other teams in here as long as you are an asset to the channel. Okay, I like talking and discussing amongst people. That's what makes us adults. That's what makes us have fun. So I don't mind that, and so I give people enough to come in and do that, and that's why I let Angelo come in there again when I'm not doing shows. That's the guy that's going to be doing them because maybe I can't do it, and I give him he's the only guy that has the keys to the broadcast.
I got the keys to the ship.
Oh, by the way. I think that strike has finally got off my YouTube. I think that strike is finally off. I think it was as of today. So I think it's gone. It would have been gone earlier, but I forgot that I had to do that fucking I fucked up training, and it takes 90 days or 120 days to do, or it would have been long gone. But
right.
I like the fact that Angelo has got his shit together and Jeff's got his shit together, and Chewy had a ball coming in here talking. Obviously, we know Sharif's going to be in here to do things. The people that are in the moderation, that are moderators and are in the comments, I appreciate it because I don't know everything. I don't, but I know a lot, and I'll ask for some help there. And you guys give me, where the old man kind of knew what the fuck he was talking about, but I forgot a name or something. That's why this is our show here. And I do it because it's our show. It's not me talking at you for 3 hours with a bunch of fucking shit. I like the intercommunicative. There you go. I knew I'd fucking get it. Aspect of it. It's the talking that I have it, and I like that. And again, Angelo, thank you, sir. I got to do my checkbook because it's the 1st of June, and I got to pay some bills. That's one of the things I got to do. So thank you for being in here, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Cap, did you notice that you on the side we're showing the comments? That's a feature that StreamYard has, just so that you know. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I'm showing the comments. Yeah.
No. Watch. Check this out. If I take this out, you see how on the side where your face is, there's actual comments being shown.
Yeah, I do that. Is that something that I haven't been doing because?
Well, you just didn't know that it was available. It's something that they added to your StreamYard, and you just didn't know it was available. I just wanted to show you that it is available so that it's easier for you to look at the comments. Like you don't have to look at the comment section because it's all right here now, and people can kind of keep commenting, and it just keeps showing up. So.
And how do I get that on there?
It's on the very top of the comment page underneath the end stream. It just says show comments on stage, and you just click it to be on, and then that's what happens.
I see that it's on now. So did you click that on?
Yes, I clicked it on. I wanted to show you before we ended.
Thank you.
That way you know. Yeah, that way now you know.
Yeah. Hey, I'm an old dog, but I can learn new tricks. So
yes, sir.
That expression goes right out the fucking window. I can actually do shit. I'm actually pretty not bad for an old fucking geezer. I can do that. So I see that and I turn it off.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, and then I turn it on.
There you go. And then when you turn it on, now you're going to wait for someone like Anthony Provencio to make a comment. And when he makes a comment, then you're going to see it pop up. So it only shows up from starting right now from people. So if Anthony wants to make another comment right now, I don't know if he's still listening, but if he does, then you're going to see it pop up. His last comment is, I think, see, there you go. He just made another one. And then Cool Cat. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I have video. I have video, but I didn't push it because a lot of it is for I have video. I have it. Nothing that would get me in trouble at a Diddy party, but I do have video of the wonderful events of Memorial Day.
That's fine.
No Diddy video. No
Diddy videos.
But hey, Angelo, thanks for Diddy
thanks,
video.
Cap.
Yeah, I like that. Angelo, you take care, brother. You be well, and we'll see you out there. And remember, 6.5. You see 6.5, easy 50. Easy
I got
50.
you.
Make sure you're there.
I got you. Thanks, Cap.
Appreciate
Follow me
it.
on Reyes Boxing on Instagram, guys, if you want to get more stuff from me. All right. Thanks, Cap.
Hey, thanks, Angelo. You take care, brother. And like I said, Angelo doesn't have a YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is this channel, and he comes in as well. And yes, follow him on Instagram. By the way, Piano Man, you don't, but Angelo was a very involved in boxing and WWE, basically real boxing. And so he was very involved in that. And so follow him. He's got a lot of great takes on the square circle. And he's very knowledgeable in that. So yeah, follow him there. And again, I appreciate everybody being here. I really do got to do some bills. So that's why I'm going to have to follow it up. So thank you for being here. I want to say, and I saw that Hollywood was over there on Instagram. Hollywood is back home in South Carolina. And I say blessings to Hollywood and the family for being back in South Carolina. I don't know if they're still there or not, if they're watching over there on Instagram. So blessings to Hollywood and family for making it home. Jeff, always good seeing you as well. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Like I said, it's me hanging out with you guys and having a chance to talk. And I appreciate that. So take care of yourselves. We'll be out of here, and I'll see you for the next show. Hit the bell, subscribe. Make sure the bell rings so anytime that you see something is on. And by the way, what Coach Defense is going to be doing shows that are going to be popping up on this channel, like the MHRT network does their Wild Wild West shows, which pop up on this channel. So there's going to be content from other people that come in. I was on the guy's show, the Lions Den today. Actually, it was like two cheeks or one cheek and three. It was, I don't know, but it was three, maybe it was like a half a cheek and three fingers. I can't remember what their broadcast was. A bunch of Lions fans. We had fun. So you guys take care. We'll see you on the next show. I'm gonna go do some bills. So take care, everybody. We'll see you. Yeah, all you fuckers out there. We'll see.